Welcome to our online tutorial Designing a Project: Problems, Objectives, Strategies. The first step in designing a project is the why. Why you want to create a project. Normally, it is because there is a problem and you want to find a solution. The approach we want to present is a participatory bottom-up approach, starting from the big problem. Together with our partners and beneficiaries, we break it down into its components and we create the so-called problem tree. In a brainstorming session, all problems are called up. In our case, it was about the slums in Nairobi. Participants started saying poor health, unemployment, prostitution, and so on. A moderator writes all the suggestions on post-its and sticks them on the wall. In the next phase, the post-its are sorted in a cause-effect relationship. We can represent it also as a tree, the problem tree, with the root causes at the bottom and the final effects at the top. For example, lack of government policies causes unemployment, which leads to hopelessness, drugs, and finally to high mortality. Next step consists in replacing all the problems with their opposite, or their solutions or objectives. Through adequate government policies, jobs are created. We get a renewed sense of hope, which leads to the reduction of drugs. And finally, we reach a reduced mortality rate. Now that we have identified all problems and their possible solutions, we need to choose a strategy. We as NGO have limited resources. Realistically, we can only deal with one sector, one strategy. For example, shall we choose advocacy to influence the public policies? Or should we engage in education and training? For example, we might purchase textbooks for informal schools in the slums. Or we prefer social policies, employment, rehabilitation, and so on. An example of a social policy could be building a professional training center to host and train former street children. Another strategy is health and sanitation. An example of a health and sanitation project could be an awareness-raising campaign on hygiene. Yes, the coronavirus outbreak convinced us of the importance of a health-based project. Reduced mortality rate is the goal of the project. We will contribute to achieve a reduced mortality rate. The outcome of our project will be improved health conditions, meaning that we want to really achieve this objective. Providing electricity, water, toilets, and sanitizers, and creating health facilities will be the output of our activities. This is another way of showing the structure of our project. This is also called logical framework. Activities in the field will produce outputs. Outputs together will achieve an outcome, the specific objective of our project. With our project, we contribute to a general goal shared by the development community, international institutions, states, local authorities, NGOs. Eventually, you need to work out a budget, and your project is ready. Remember, you can also use this tool to design any personal project you might have in your life. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you every success.